back, everyone. You know, lots of us are worried about aging parents and whether or not they'll have enough money to retire. Money can sometimes be a tough thing to really talk about. Mickey Powell, the founder of Powell Financial Partners, joins us with a few tips on how to make this a bit easier. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so let's talk about this, because why is this such a difficult topic? You know, what makes it so hard to talk about money?
You know, I think the first thing is there's nothing really more private than money. Everybody wishes they had more, wishes they've done better, and so if they're falling a little bit short, it's kind of hard to admit that and hard to open up, especially within family.
Right, and especially as you kind of start to get older and start talking about retirement process, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So tell me, where do people start? What's the best way to start if you want to talk to maybe your parents about the next step in something like this?
You know, Alicia, I think in opening a line of communication there, talk to parents about what do they want to do in retirement time? What are their dreams? What are their goals? What have they been trying to work towards? And that's different. You know, for different people.
Yeah. So I know you talk about 3 different kind of key points here. Let's talk about tip number 1, be encouraging. In what way? Walk me through that.
You know, I think that's just a good way to approach everything, but especially when you're talking to family and parents about money issues, especially if they're in their 50s, 60s, you know, they wish that they would have been able to accumulate more money. Well, don't beat them up, you know, because things are a little bit behind.
Sure.
Look for ways to be creative and understanding on that. And I'll tell you, too, it's kind of like the old saying, it's never too late to start doing the right thing.
Sure.
They can start saving money, they can be watching their spending and their budgeting and still have an improved retirement time.
Right, exactly. And we'll go to tip number 2, if you know it off the top of your, oh, here we go, organizing paperwork.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a tedious thing, but it's important, right?
It's no fun, but it's so critical.
Yeah.
It really is. If you have good records on bank accounts, financial accounts, you know, mortgages, maybe property that's owned somewhere, that's all really good, and it's good that everybody's on the same page. And I'll tell you, there's 2 things that are critical too. It's so important that everybody has a current will,
okay,
that it's signed, that it's documented, and that it's valid. Nobody wants to go through probate without that. The other thing, and the huge topic of conversation in my office these days, is Social Security, because there's huge changes that are taking place right now, effective May 1st. Especially for baby boomers, there's big changes, and you need to know what those are. You need to be sure that you make the right filing option.
Interesting. Okay. Tip number 3, I believe, third party. Walk me through that. Why get some help from something like that?
You know, it's kind of like mediation in a lot of areas of life. Get somebody else that can help and kind of be a buffer. And I think when you're talking about money and finances, you know, maybe a family attorney, maybe a family financial advisor that's trusted to the family. If you think about talking to an advisor like that, they can help everybody understand what the financial situation is, understand how all the pieces fit together to the puzzle,
right,
to come out with a good thing. And you know, you want to make it good, you want to make it last, so that the legacy living on beyond can also be successful as well.
I think it's a very important topic for a lot of people. Makes them start to think about it now and how to approach the topic.
That's exactly right, and it's never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Good piece of advice. Mickey, thank you so much for being here this morning with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate it. All right, let's send things over